Hey, let's talk about our expectations for Vikings early in free agency. Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus here with Onebar. Onebar, thank you for joining us. We're going to talk about expectations for free agency, which it kicks off tomorrow at noon. Let's not kid ourselves. We call it legal tampering, but it's free agency.
Oh, it is free agency. I'm so damn excited. It's going to be tough to sleep tonight. Vikings free agency, time to bring in beautiful new Vikings that will make this team much, much better. We're going to talk about our expectations. I can't wait.
Yeah, before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We are closing in on 9,000 subscribers. It is in our sights.
Oh, let's go.
Thinking about firing that missile at it.
Hit that button. It's so damn easy. Hit it. Let's do it. So let's start. So free agency, everything's going to start coming out tomorrow. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I believe, is when shit can start getting leaked. They've already been talking about this for weeks. We know it.
They're illegally tampering?
Tomorrow, we actually get to see it. So we're going to talk about our realistic expectations. We'd love to sign every free agent in the world. It's not going to happen. So let's start on the offensive side of the ball up against what are your expectations?
Before we start, you ever tampered with somebody to play a trick? You tampered with something?
Yeah, I've tampered with a lot of things. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it's tampered with a stall to spy on you.
Yeah, well, you know what? That'll be a Patreon video, what you did to me one time in a public restroom. But anyways.
Sorry. Expectations. So before we get into offense, defense, I do want to say I think my biggest expectation is right away tomorrow, we're going to have some more roster moves. The Vikings have to clear $5 million more cap space. So whether it's restructures, guys getting cut, and apparently if they signed players, they're keeping them. They only cut people from the old regime.
Well, and you know what? I still think there's some wiggle room there. You know, tampering time, it's not official until Wednesday. So they can still come to agreement knowing you got to clear up some space. So I think there's a little gray area there.
You got to do it. I mean, you might as well just rip the Band-Aid off.
They might as well, but I don't think they have to. So if shit doesn't happen.
I hope it's in the form of two trades, Delvin Cook and Zadarius Smith.
You know what? We can hope in one hand and shit in the other. We'll see what fills up first.
It's only something your old man would say.
Expectations offensively, and our thought is everything you see, Vikings are going to be under the cap. The moves they're going to make, Brian O'Neill. I mean, we know we're going to make some other moves as well. We're going to have 20 to 30, even possibly even more to spend. So offensively, what are you thinking? Anything? Are you excited? Are you scared? Or are you just thinking they're not going to do anything?
Well, I think they're going to do something, but I don't think it's going to be very sexy. I think it's going to be a backup quarterback. And then maybe like a swing offensive lineman. I think you're going to find your wide receiver 2 in the draft. I think if you get another running back, that'll be in the draft. I don't expect there to be a lot of splashy signings on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. Some weird depth moves on the offensive line. I could see maybe a couple of them. I could see some sort of receiver that is signed just to fill out that depth chart. Nobody that's going to come in and be that number 2 or probably even push for that number 3. But I see a name at least getting there. And then I think backup quarterback, they actually wait. I think they might actually just see what happens in the draft. There's a lot of backup quarterbacks out there, and maybe that's a signing in May or June.
If you want Nick Mullins, you can't wait.
Yeah, right. Teams are going to be clamoring for Nicholas Mullins. So offensively, I think we both agree. Pretty boring. Comments, let us know what you think before we hop into the defense. But yeah, I'd love to say they're going to make something real splashy, but I don't think so.
I just don't feel it, which means they probably will.
Yeah, so tomorrow at 11 o'clock, they're going to say they signed
DJ Chark.
Yeah.
All right, let's start deep. Let's go defense. What do you think on defense?
Defense, I think tomorrow we're going to be doing a video, and we're going to be so damn excited because it's going to be a cornerback, and it's going to be CB1, whether it's Cam Sutton, lot of top cornerbacks out there that are very, very good that can step in and be cornerback 1, and I think that is where we make our splash. I think it's going to be a good day tomorrow. So cornerback, I think defensive line is kind of wishful thinking. I'd love to see a defensive lineman. I'd love to see that we come to terms with Dalvin Tomlinson, maybe some sort of mid-level linebacker, but now I'm just getting greedy. All I want is a cornerback. We'll deal with the rest later.
What if that cornerback is Patrick Peterson?
In my mind, that's already done. So I don't know how to feel about that. If that's the only move, I will not be satisfied.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that two big signings could be guys they're re-signing. But yeah, I think there's going to be some splashy name, whether it's at corner or on the defensive line. Somebody maybe we're not even expecting them to sign, but you mentioned Cam Sutton. That's the most obvious one, but Byron Murphy could be one. Sean Murphy Bunting could be another one. There's some guys there who are out there who can be had. And like you said, the
Gardner
Vikings,
Johnson has been a name that they feel is just a great fit for the Vikings. I believe he's only 25. Can you imagine if we got him?
and he's released, or he was just
he's out there. He's ready to roll.
wow. Yeah, he's kind of those guys you eat if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you love him more than anything.
Yeah, I love it. So defensively, I expect all the action to be on that side of it, the sexy action, and hopefully,
I say.
I mean, the Vikings were hot and heavy day one of the tampering last year. They didn't mess around. They were balls to the wall right away. So I hope to see the same thing. If they're quiet, I'm going to start getting a little nervous.
Can I make a bold prediction right here, right now?
Yes.
Vikings' first signing will be a kicker, a new kicker.
I feel the opposite. I think our last signing will be a kicker
right away.
Also,
big name kickers coming here. Matt Gay.
Matt, yeah. We get him. I'm coming on here. I will not have a shirt on, and it will be glorious. But also, we got to also put the other side of things, looking at these other Vikings, our own Viking free agents. We got to keep tabs on them, see where they're signing, because I think a lot of our current free agents will be gonzo pretty quick as well. We got some good ones.
Yeah, and we'll be doing videos on them too. Lots of videos coming up. It's so exciting. Love it. Cannot wait. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because you're going to get that bell dinging every time we drop something, because we're going to be all over this free agency shit. Like you said, hope in one hand, shit in the other. Rub it together.
No, I didn't say that. Don't do that. That's gross. Wash it off. That's gross. But that's our expectations. And I think, like I said, put in the comments what your expectations are. But I think everybody's probably on the same page as us.
Yeah, and I think overall, I do expect them to be pretty active. I think they're going to re-sign some guys. I think they're going to they're going to be very newsworthy, because they got to restructure. They got to create room first. So you get a lot of new snippets there, re-signing a couple guys, and then go after some names. So I do expect the Vikings to have a lot of notifications on Twitter about what they're doing.
You heard it. A lot of notifications coming your way.
All right, guys, remember this. The Oscars are tonight, so I pull out a fact about the Oscars. The films with the most Oscar nominations. There's 2 tied for 14. One is called All About Eve in 1950, but then 50 years later, a movie Onebar seen a million times, Titanic, tied it. 14 nominations.
What a film. What a film.